The next chapter we're looking at is the divided nation from 1848 to 1860. Unfortunately, the United States did not deal with this major issue in the beginning, and that was the issue of slavery. We could have solved it at an earlier time. However, we let it persist, we let it grow, we let the evil continue, and as a result, it eventually will tear our country apart, weaken our country, and cost the lives of hundreds of thousands, as well as all the time lost as people continued in slavery. It's a real tragedy. Here's an awful picture, but you get the point. The country was divided. You had the free states up here in the Northeast. You had the slave states, which had more territory, but there were far more people in the free states. And then after the gold rush, California is ready to become a state, and all these territories out here will become states shortly thereafter. And the question, of course, because it's in both the North and the South, will California be a free state or a slave state? And so as people moved west, the debate continued. Which states will be free states, which states will be slave states, and how do we decide? Of course, we had the Missouri Compromise originally, but people are not abiding by that, particularly with California being in both areas. And a common idea was maybe there should be popular sovereignty. Maybe the people in those territories should vote on what they want, but that's going to have some unintended consequences that we'll discuss later. The first idea was the Wilmot Proviso, and the idea was that, if we can't end slavery, maybe we should stop the spread of it to the west. And so after we gained the Mexican cession, the idea is that we should not have slavery in the west, in these new territories. This was passed easily by the Northern-controlled House of Representatives because the North had more representatives in the House because they had a higher population. But in the Senate, where everything was equal because they both have two both have two senators. Each state has two senators. It did not pass. And this vote was divided right on sectional lines. Northerners voting for it, Southerners voting against it. So we had such a strong sectional divide in our country, which was weakening the country and building in tension. Following the Wilmot Proviso, the Free Soil Party was formed as the first political party formed to specifically deal with the issue of slavery. This is an anti-slavery party that did not want slavery spread to the west. The Free Soilers did not want slaves in the new territories. However, other groups, other parties tried to push slavery down their throat, as you can see in the cartoon here. So the tension is continuing to build, and the lesson to learn here is, we can't let evil and immorality continue in our lives, as they'll just grow.